In a game with more gear, padding, and equipment than any other major sport, hockey players may be more particular about one piece than all the others. Having the right stick can mean the difference between having a career year or a frustrating goal drought. To learn more about how players customize their hockey sticks to be as unique as their fingerprints, come with me inside the Americans. Zach Dinga is the new Allen American head equipment manager, but this isn't your first trip into hockey, so give me a little bit about your background.
I was lucky enough to grow up in Binghamton, New York. It's an old school hockey town. We've had professional hockey for over 40 years there, predominantly the American Hockey League. And growing up, it was so prevalent in our community, I was lucky enough to play junior hockey there while I was in high school. Once that was no longer an avenue through playing, the local Binghamton Senators AHL franchise brought me in as a stick boy my last year of high school. And I got along well with the guys. I understood the game, and that turned into a full-time position as an assistant equipment manager.
Excellent. All right, so speaking of sticks, so walk me through kind of what the customization options are from the factory with these hockey sticks that the players use.
So among all the players, there's many different options for a professional hockey player. Everybody tailors their stick to their own abilities and likenesses. So among the sticks, you have a flex point. How stiff a stick is, you want to find the optimal balance between a stick bending too much and not bending enough. The entire structure of a stick is designed to flex, so as the shot is taken, the stick bends in the middle and snaps back to position. So a player in slow motion, if you see a video online or a photograph, you'll see the stick bend all the way and then snap through when they're putting their whole body weight into it. That means you have different players with different sizes. So given that, the measurement system is based on pounds per square inch. A typical stick in this league is 85 to 100 flex, which means at a 100 flex stick like this, too strong for myself, is typically 100 pounds of pressure per square inch to give the optimal flex level. So another option would be the length of a stick. Players cut the stick to their own height. Someone closer to my size would be JP LaFontaine. When you're on your skates, the stick is typically cut between your nose and your chin. So it's in this range here for him when he's on his skates. And what that does is allows the blade of the stick to be flat on the ice surface. That way when they're skating up ice, they can reach the puck within an acceptable range and not lose it under the toe or the heel.
What's the difference and how do these guys choose the curve on their stick, and can you tell us a little bit about that?
So there's many different options in terms of the curvatures. What you will see typically on a blade of a stick, this is a straighter pattern. The curve tends to start out in the heel more, becomes straight through here. This is a better stick for stick handling and taking big slap shots. A player who typically takes more, I don't want to say skill player, but the difference between these, you see how the curvature and this stick tends to be more toward the middle and more dramatic overall. That is a stick that's typically designed for wrist shots. So when you come into the net, using your body in motion following through, and the puck rolls up the blade of the stick, as it does with any shot.
So on a wrist shot, you definitely get a lot more of that kind of flick, and on a slap shot, it's almost more of a golf stroke, right?
More of a golf stroke, more power, flatter surface. And it's easier to stick handle with a straighter stick. That's why you see young kids, if anybody has any youth in the program, a brand new player who's not sure what their hand is dominant yet, typically young kids will have a straight blade. So
perfect segue. So how do you know if you're a right-handed shot or a left-handed shot?
Predominantly, your top hand is your bottom hand is a fulcrum, and your top hand is what you use to navigate the stick and manipulate it. So typically in hockey, a right-handed shot is a left-handed individual. People that eat with their left hand, write with their left hand. And that's not always true. I grew up shooting righty and being predominant right-handed, but I think that was more through error than anything else.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Zach, so much for your time, and I appreciate it.